What is up, my fellow Chibits? It has been a while since I sat down and have done a Tokyo Ghoul video, and so to start it off with 2016, to really kick it off, I'm here to bring all of you a topic video retaining to Tokyo Ghoul Gel. Now, I know many of you are probably going to be asking, what does Tokyo Ghoul Gel have to do with the current chapter of Tokyo Ghoul Re that just came out today, chapter 60 to be exact? Well, there is actually a lot of good reasons why I'm making this topic today, because many are going to be confused when I mention some certain things in the, the review, and so today I want to kind of make a topic and discuss it. Now, I was actually going to put the contents of this video in the review, but I decided against it because I wanted the main central focus of this, topic in one video for everybody can get the information they need instead of looking through the entire chapter review and trying to look for that one part. So to kind of save time for a lot that are probably unaware of the importance of Tokyo Ghoul Gel, which I was unaware of too before I looked it up today, I'm about to enlighten you. So, what made me make this topic is that there was a character in the recent chapter of Tokyo Ghoul Re, chapter 60. We already know he's been introduced for a while. He was introduced, he was attacking Psycho. Well, the thing is, this character called Shiko, there is hints that he is, there's a possibility that he is Ryo from Tokyo Ghoul Gel. Now, many of you are going to be asking, who the fuck is Ryo? Because, let's be honest here, not all of us, or probably majority of us, have not played Tokyo Ghoul Gel. Let's just face the facts here. I, myself, personally have not played Tokyo Ghoul Gel. I have not played that. So, I was unaware of the main plot of Tokyo Ghoul Gel, besides some certain basics, that, Kijima was in it, it was focused around gel, the Ghoul Gel, along with, kind of taking place a little bit back in the past, and that's all I really knew of before I actually did some research today. And the reason why I even came across this was actually because when I was typing on Twitter and I was talking about the chapter, like, holy shit, this chapter's awesome, and then I was talking about Matsuri, how he's an ass, different things like that, Matsuri's an asshole. Chibi mentioned in one of my posts I made, says, like, this chapter confirms that Ryo equals Shiko, and as soon as I saw that, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, okay, like I said, I have no idea who Ryo is, because I haven't played Tokyo Ghoul Gel. And so, as soon as I saw Chibi mention that, I decided to take myself to Google, type it in, and see what I could find. So I typed in Tokyo Ghoul Ryo. And what I found is a wiki page that pops up here, and it shows a character with, like, light greenish hair, and apparently this character is the main protagonist of Tokyo Ghoul Gel. The main protagonist, main character of the game. Now, we do know that there's some concepts from the game that carries over into, Tokyo Ghoul Re. And so we do know that the game is kind of considered canon in a way. But I didn't really realize how canon it was until I did my own research today, and also some Chibis pointed out some certain things for me. So, here's the thing. Shiko, one of the crazy ghouls. Remember the ghoul that attacked Psycho a while back? And I was talking about, he's very creepy looking. Like, he had the striped shirt and shit, and his face looked fucked up. He had stitches on his eyes, around his eyes and stuff. It was very creepy, and I thought Psycho was gonna fucking die at that time. I remember, I was scared. And this character is Shiko. And also, this character, there is a possibility he is Ryo. Now, you're probably thinking, like, okay, so how am I making a connection between these two characters? Like, how is Ryo Shiko? Why am I assuming that they're the same person? Well, this is actually very easy. Let me explain. The main plot of Tokyo Ghoul Gel, to kind of do a little bit of a history lesson, is about Ryo, the main protagonist, trying to find Gel. Gel is a ghoul that has caused issues. He's trying to hunt down Gel because Gel has kind of falsely accused our main male character, and also our main male character, Ryo, his older brother, died. Now, the thing is, the main twist of the plot, this is going to have heavy spoilers. I'm just going to say right now, heavy spoilers for Tokyo Ghoul Gel. If you do not want to be spoiled for Tokyo Ghoul Gel, I honestly don't recommend you to continue past this point. But this is very important stuff for what's going to probably be going on in the future Tokyo Ghoul Re. So it really just depends. If you don't have the time to get a copy of Tokyo Ghoul Gel and play it for yourself and see the story for yourself, then I guess you're going to have to spoil yourself like I did. So here, anyways, Ryo's trying to find Gel. The thing is that Gel is actually him. See, his brother was killed in front of him. Ryo's older brother was killed in front of him, and in the act of this, when his brother was killed in front of him, he had a mental breakdown. And he started attacking the investigators all around him. And because of his fit of rage and madness, it was gel. And the only investigators that really saw him was, like, stripes on him. If you look at the attire of Ryo, if you top it in, his pants, or shorts, actually have stripes on them. Now, let's look at Shiko and his character design. He has striped shirt. He has a striped shirt all around there. And as we know, Ryo has a thing for stripes. In his actual personality and traits and stuff, it says he likes stripes. And instantly you see a connection between these two characters in terms of their attire. But that's not enough information to probably tie these two characters together. I know many are already saying, like, there's still not enough information. Well, Ryo, in his fit of rage, he forgot about that, of how his brother died in front of him, and his brother is actually Rotten Follow. And if you don't know who Rotten Follow is, it's actually the Quinke of Kijima, the chainsaw. The fucking chainsaw Kijima uses is Rotten Follow, and that is actually Ryo, the main protagonist of Tokyo Ghoul's Gel's protagonist. That's his older brother, fucking turned into a Quinke. And he forgot about that in his fit of madness. He was Gel, and he was trying to hunt him down the entirety of the story. But then he found out it was actually him all along. And that's the crazy part about it. But then this leads into how his personality is. Like, for instance, he's fucking psychotic, which kind of plays more along the lines of with, you know, Shiko, of how he's kind of crazy. But that's still not enough information, because many are still going to be asking, like, okay, so how is he still Shiko? For one, Shiko has escaped the Ghoul prison. It was announced in Tokyo Ghoul Re Chapter 60 that he escaped from the Ghoul prison. The only known escapees, let me pull up the page here, I have the page. The only escapees from the actual prison is only a handful. There's not many that actually have escaped the prison. Okay, so the known prisoners that have escaped, Naki. Naki's escaped, S-rated Ghoul, we know who Naki is. You have it to where Yamori, or Jason, he also escaped, but he's, you know, deceased, he's dead. Shachi, he's also a part of the, escapees. We know really well of what type of character he is. And also going down, we have it to where another person that escaped was Roma. Now, Roma, we know who Roma is. Roma is a clown. She's a clown. She also was with, you know, Saul Koniki. I think many might recognize Roma or the name Roma. And so, the only prisoners alive today that have technically escaped the prison in this list, I'm looking, I'll have the wiki page in the description for yourself. Naki's alive. Roma is a clown, alive still. Shachi, he's still alive. He's around somewhere. And we have it to where Ryo has also escaped the Ghoul prison. Ryo escaped the Ghoul prison. That's what we found out. Okay, just FYI there, Ryo escaped the Ghoul prison. And it says in this chapter that Shiko escaped the Ghoul prison. And according to the information we got, there could only be 3 people that really have escaped, if we're not counting Naki. So, that just leaves Ryo to be Shiko. Now, what also ties us in, once again, let's go back to the clothing, the attire. Stripes. See, Ryo was titled as the Ghoul Gel because of probably his clothing. It looked like a gel cell, like, you know, the stripes, black and white stripes, or whatever type of stripes he has. And with the character Shiko, he also has stripes on him. And now, that's still not enough things to change his, or kind of explain his drastic change in, I guess, appearance, because many are still going to be questioning that. So, let's clarify this for right now. So, if you look closely to the introduction of Shiko, he has stitches all on his eyes, to his mouth. I have the wiki up right here. I'll have it also in the description if you want to check for yourself. Shiko has stitches. His first introduction when he looks at Psycho, stitches all on his, like, looks like a part of his mouth, like his mouth looks like a little bit fucked up along with his eyes. And let's think about the evidence here. What character in Tokyo Ghoul Re have we seen stitching people's eyes and mouth up? I think you all should instantly, that's just popping in your fucking mind now. Eto. Now, this is a scene from the actual Tokyo Ghoul Gel scenario, what supposedly happened in an alternate route of, like, D Another or something. This happened in a D Another, a different route of the game. Now, this was not officially, fully a part of the game, but apparently this was, like, a different scenario or something, a part of a book. So, here's exactly what the dialogue says for what happened at the end with, you know, Ryo. Apparently a different route that was never shown. Okay, so Ryo is injured, so he passes out. This is like at the end of the game or whatever. Vinny hears a voice. Mystery person talking. Are you okay? That is a very deep wound. Do you want to live? And then Rio says, I want to live. Mystery person talks again. I see. Come. The unknown individual then mentions something about meeting a brother. Rio. My brother? Mystery person. Come on. Let's go. Rio also vaguely describes his supposed savior. Rio. A softened hand is extending towards me. Bright scarlet eyes staring at me. You are. Now, let's look at the dialogue from this, okay? The dialogue from this character sounds very, very similar to Eto in the dialogue version. Now, in terms of scarlet eyes and stuff, that can kind of throw you off, but let's look at the individual of what type of character Eto is. Eto has been known to manipulate people. She uses people's love or their different connections with people. Like, let's look at what, Eto did to Karen. Manipulated Karen with Tsukiyama and different things like that. Twisted, her logic or love that she loved about Tsukiyama. She kind of twisted all that and kind of tried to break it into pieces. And we do know Eto manipulates people to kind of get her way. She uses the closest to them to manipulate them. And this sounds a lot like Eto because of the brother thing. You're meeting your brother, even though his brother's technically already dead. And then he goes further to, a soft, thin hand extends towards me, which kind of implies it might be a feminine type figure trying to reach out towards him. So, once again, another reason to believe it might be Eto. And then, once this is done, this is like the route if, Rio would have joined Ogiri Tree. Let me actually clarify that real quick. D another, supposedly, if he joined Ogiri Tree. And after he's done talking, he up and leaves. And then the next thing we see is, Shiko that has fucking stitches all over him. So, if you look at the design of the hair, the way his hair is designed, to the way his figure is designed, he looks very similar to Rio, the way he looks. So, what you can get from this is that Eto most likely tormented Shiko. Or Rio. Tormented him, similar to what she did to Sato. So that's kind of fucked up. So yeah, I mean, if you did not realize that, it kind of goes along with, Eto's entire torture methods. I mean, the stitches around Shiko with his eyes, the way his face looks, the way, he looks kind of psychotic now. It seems like Eto might have broke him like Sato. And the evidence is kind of there. I mean, it's a theory, but the evidence is there. And I mean, as we know, we only know of 3 prisoners that are technically around besides Naki. You have it to where Roma, Shachi, and then you have it to where supposedly, the other mystery person, Rio, he left. He's gone. So there's a possibility that Rio is, Shiko. So, yeah. Eto, she tortured him. Now, what does this mean in the grand scale of things? Or grand scheme of things, sorry, correction. What does this mean in the grand scheme of things? Well, for the most part, what this means is that Tokyo Ghoul Jail, the main plot of Tokyo Ghoul Jail, like certain things, like going to Anteiku, like supposedly Rio went to Anteiku and all that met token stuff like that might not have happened at all. It was a different route entirely that he went with Ogiri Tree, so that would mean that Ishida's following the route that was never really shown in the game. For instance, the Ogiri Tree route that Rio is going down. So that means that Rio also has once again another possibility of being Shiko. So that's about it when it comes to the information about that. Hopefully it clarified a little bit, because this new character that was introduced is probably going to be very, very important, because Ishida showed a lot of spotlight to him when he was first introduced. And if you think about it, around the time that Shiko was introduced was when Tokyo Ghoul Gel first came out. If you also think back to that, that is when Tokyo Ghoul Gel was first coming out. So it also plays in with the timeline. And we know how Ishida does his timeline shit. Like, he always does things with holidays to different timelines. He does that shit. So, there you go. Anyways, I want to move over and try to do the Tokyo Ghoul Chapter 60 re-review or whatever. I want to start doing that now right after this video. Hopefully you all have a wonderful day or not wherever you live. If you have any more information to add to this, please do so in the comments below. Please be safe. Chibi out.